Welcome to today's lesson on the English grammar topic of, for instance, for expressing time. Whether you're a student learning English as a second language or a native speaker looking to brush up on your grammar, this lesson will provide you with a solid understanding of how to correctly use these two important words. First, let's define the two terms. For is used to describe a period of time, while since is used to describe a point in time. This is an important distinction to keep in mind as you'll use these two words differently depending on what you want to convey. For example, if you want to talk about how long you've been living in a certain place, you would use for to describe that period of time. You can say,
I have been living in Paris for 3 years.
On the other hand, if you want to talk about when you started living in that place, you would use since. You can say,
I have been living in Paris since 2018.
It's also worth noting that since is always followed by a specific point in time, such as a year, a month, or a day, while for is used with durations such as a number of years, months, or days. Now let's look at some examples of how to use for and since in sentences.
I have been working out for an hour every day.
She has been learning French for 2 years.
They have been saving money for their dream vacation for the last 5 years.
We have been studying for the exam all week.
I have been working out every day since I made a New Year's resolution.
She has been learning French since she moved to Paris 5 years ago.
They have been saving money for their dream vacation since they got married last year.
We have been studying for the exam since our professor gave us the study guide 2 weeks ago.
It's also important to note that for and since can be used with both the present perfect and past simple tenses. When using the present perfect, you're talking about an action that started in the past and continues until the present. The past simple implies the action is over and finished. For example,
I have been living in Paris for 3 years. Present perfect.
I lived in Paris for 3 years. Past simple.
I have been working out every day since I made a New Year's resolution. Present perfect.
I worked out every day since I made a New Year's resolution. Past simple.
In addition, it's also worth noting that for instance can be used with the future tense as well. For example,
I will be studying for the exam for 2 weeks.
I will be studying since next Monday.
It's also important to note that for instance can be used with negative and interrogative sentences. For example,
I haven't seen him for a week. Negative.
Have you been waiting for long? Interrogative.
She hasn't called me since Monday. Negative.
How long have you been studying for the exam? Interrogative.
I hope this lesson has helped clear up any confusion you may have had on the use of for and since for expressing time. As a quick review, remember that for is used with durations, while since is used with specific points in time. And be sure to pay attention to whether you are using the present perfect tense or the past simple tense when using for and since. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this lesson helpful.